Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. This is another edition here of the Brilliantly Dumb Show. We just started the Brilliantly Dumb Show, but we were not recording the Brilliantly Dumb Show. So now we are officially here. This is the Brilliantly Dumb Show. You got Joey D to the top left shelf there. You got Mikey V, and in case you couldn't tell, number 99 is
What
ready
jersey is that?
for week one.
It's Dan Hampton.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Everybody's favorite Bear.
First ballot Hall of Famer on the '85 Bears defense. But
oh, man.
I
know Singletary and Butkus. I don't know Hampton. That's why I asked. I don't think it's a crime, Michael.
No, Richard Dent. He was the other D end, first ballot Hall of Famer.
I thought that was an actor.
Richard Dent?
Yeah.
No, I think you're thinking of Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent,
exactly.
Batman.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I knew that.
Look, I'd like to say to say I know ball.
For Bob, that's really good.
I'd like to say I know ball, but I don't know ball like that enough to pull that name out.
But you pulled Harvey Dent though. That was a good catch.
Yeah,
Harvey Dent.
I liked Batman.
Pretty good. You were a Batman guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched another superhero movie other than Batman, Bob?
Certainly. I like the first Iron Man.
That was a great movie, first Iron Man.
Yeah, I like the first Iron Man. Then it just got a little bit ridiculous.
The Marvel movies in general, that Marvel universe just got a little wonky, man.
I
thought some of the first ones were so good. Avengers, first, they were good, and then it's getting a little wonky now.
Spy Kids, I loved the first Spy Kids where they shoot out of the house.
That's not a super movie.
Was to Bob.
Spy Kids.
Yeah, all right.
We're talking
you can see that.
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The problem with all that industry is they're just printing money. Like they're just putting out sequels to sequels and prequels to sequels because they know people are gonna go and watch it. So what franchise is doing that? They gotta stop. Because I just saw another one's coming out. Jurassic Park, bro.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Like, come on, man. Another Jurassic
Park. How many dinosaurs can honestly
Jurassic
roam the earth?
Without it finally, let's just let the dinosaurs win so we could put the baby to bed.
Godzilla's been coming back, and so has King Kong.
But you know what, though? It's as ridiculous as it is. I'm not going to watch it. I guess they're making money if they keep doing it.
They have to be.
You know what I think it is? I think that with the writer's strike and stuff, they lost a lot of money. So they're not, this is what Ticket told me, they're not taking a lot of chances on new movies. So they're going out and trying to, as Ticket said, buying your nostalgia. You see the new Beetlejuice is coming out now.
It's out already. Heard it was all right. Heard it was all right.
Is it out?
I heard it was all right. Yeah.
But that's what they're doing. They're buying your nostalgia.
I like Michael Keaton.
I would like to go. By the way, it's something to come, by the way. Good top 5 coming as well. So we're on that movie topic. So a good top 5 coming later in the show. Week 1, NFL Sunday. We don't get, B and Joe don't get like an official week 1. Like the week 1, you just gotta be at home. You know how jealous I am of you today, Mikey. Like we're in Oregon. Look, and that's all good.
In the middle of nowhere.
But just for the week 1. We really are. I got woken up by one of those. Do you hear that rooster this morning, Joey D?
No.
Yeah, there was like an actual.
You guys are out in the middle of wilderness. Listen, this is a special day. Week 1 Sunday is everyone knows that's the day. That's the day. And yeah, I agree, Bob. There's no better place. Like, you couldn't really sell me on trying to go to like a game today. Like if you were like, I got tickets, like let's go. I would be like, nah, man.
What if you could get on the players in the locker room and on the field for the Bears?
What?
Like if they said, someone said, I got tickets for you, it could get you like player access in the locker room and like field access. You're not going to go?
That's a little bit of a different story, Joe.
I'm just
I'm saying like if you're like, if the Bears are my local team and I could actually go to the games, I would still prefer to stay home 99% of the time. Unless it's like a big game like Packers, I would go. Playoff game, if we ever get to the playoffs ever, divisional game, maybe I would go, but Monday night game, but 99, there's just no need. It's just the comfortability of it, being able to watch the other games, secondary. Like I'll have the Bears on the big TV. I'll have the Giants on the little TV. I got my dad coming over, my brothers. I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Week one for me came and went, and the season's over. So I'm hoping for the best for
Season's
you,
not
Mikey.
over, Joe. He's not out for the season. He's only out for a couple weeks.
He
I
could
mean,
be
that
out,
was the
he
best
could
case
be out
scenario.
I know, but he could be out 6 weeks, Mikey. They might go 0-7 by that time, or 1-5, 1-6. The season's over, man. It's you know, listen, all I hope for you, Mikey, is the Bears have a good first week, and you can be excited, because when your quarterback goes down, like Bob,
it's
you
the
experienced
worst.
it last
Well, that's
year.
what I was going to say.
It's
This
the
is
worst
becoming a brilliantly dumb
starts.
show curse. Now next year, God forbid, Caleb goes down week 1. You know,
Oh my God, it's the worst.
this
It's the
can't
worst
keep
way to
happening.
lose, and for it to lose on the last one of the last plays of the game
That's
is
that
so
stinks. Yeah, that
fucking
stinks.
awful. And you know what? By the way, people are saying it had nothing to do with that field.
Oh,
Was the most
oh,
pathetic thing I've
oh.
ever seen in my life, man.
Oh,
What a joke.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Chunks. I mean, listen, I tweeted out, I was like, this guy, like the NFL's greed just maybe cost them one of their like rising stars in the league. And people are like, it wasn't the field, it was the way he's hit. I understand it was the way he's hit, but like chunks of that field were coming up the entire game. It wasn't
was
like there were
horrible.
chunks of grass coming up. It was one of the worst. There was only 40,000. It was the biggest obvious money grab. And they're not done, man. This guy wants games in Asia, Australia.
He's out of control, man. He's got to get
wants
gone.
the game to go global. And on the one end, like it's a business, and I get it, but man, oh man, the product suffers. The product just suffers. It's just
Yeah.
not as good. It's
Plus,
not.
too, by the way, they're even like that game with a Friday as well. Like they're going to start putting games where it's just 7 days a week just so that they can get money.
And
from
that's
it.
sick. That's not good for me. That's not good for my mental health.
Oh.
Like I don't need that. I don't need that.
But it is kind of nice though. Like that Friday having a game for a Friday
That was
night,
cool.
The
That was
fans
cool.
love it.
Here's the thing. Like, I love that for like, it's the opening week. So that really to me was great because, but the location, man, just keep it like a regular home game. But I did like the Friday night game. I'm not going to lie. Like
Friday Night
cool.
Lights.
It was very cool to have a game.
Mikey,
on.
why is it not
Just
just for your mental health? I don't understand.
It's too much, Joe. It's too much. It's just too much.
What do you mean? I thought you loved football.
I love football more than anything, but it's like it just takes like so much out of me. It takes so much out of me.
You're not, Mikey. You're not
You're not
on
playing the games.
I mean, come on.
Sometimes
for the Bears,
sometimes if all I had to do was suit up and just play a game, I feel like that would be less taxing on me emotionally than having to worry about every single game, every single pick. Are the picks out in time? Are the picks winning? Is it like it is an incredible amount of mental stress. It's incredible.
You do well. You put the picks out. If they win, they win. If they lose,
I know, Joe, but it's a lot of people that are depend. It's like you're selling something to people. You want it to do well, like you guys in your business with your stuff. You want your drink to do well. You want your brand, like it's the same. And like, it's just so it's like, but this is like, you're watching it and other people are in control of it as you're watching it. So it's very much like a daunting type of a thing at times. It really is. To watch it, it's very stressful.
You're not wrong, Mikey. And you can head on over to drinkhaveaday.com. That's going to be drinkhaveaday.com. Check out the store locator there.
I got a bunch stocked up in the fridge for today, Bobby.
Oh,
Georgia
nice.
Peach. Georgia
That's really
Peach.
nice. That's really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's the next thing for us for sure. But yeah,
we're gonna actually miss. Sorry to interrupt. We're gonna miss a lot of NFL Sundays coming up. Like
it's really bad.
And we got. I think like 2 or 3, Bob, until we actually can settle in.
We have the store greetings on Sundays. Yeah, that's tough. But are they in the morning at least, like before the window, or?
I don't know. No, we're coming.
No,
home.
they can't because a lot of liquor stores won't even open.
No, we're coming home next week on the Sunday. We're gonna have to leave really early from Nashville to get back in time to watch the games on Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt the Brilliantly Dumb Show to let you know that it's brought to you by the fine folks over at SeatGeek. Ladies and gentlemen, we know MLB season in full swing, headed into playoff time soon. NFL schedule is here. It's a beautiful, perfect time to go see some live events and do it with the SeatGeek app. And we are hooking you up today. Everyone can use my new code, whether you're a returning customer or a new customer, BD Show 10 for 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek. Again, whether you're a new customer or not, that's BD Show 10 for 10% off any tickets. Get over there today. You cannot go wrong. Look for the little green dot to make sure that you're getting the best deal available. SeatGeek has got you covered for your live event needs. We'll see you over there. SeatGeek forever.
Mikey, is this weird for me to say? I almost kind of like hope the Packers lose the next 5 games.
No,
So like,
Joe. No.
let me
Go ahead,
finish.
go ahead.
So like emotionally, I won't be invested. I can just relax.
Yeah, I mean
I
that
could just
part,
know that like it's like, okay, maybe this is an off year. We can cheer for some good draft picks coming up, and I don't have to be like so invested emotionally.
I think what you need to do is hope for 500 ball for the next 5 weeks. You got to hope that they could stay at 500 for the next 5 weeks. If he's even going to be out for 6 weeks, maybe he's not. Maybe he's only going to be out for 3 weeks. You can't start saying like, I hope no, you got to keep your head above water. Let Malik Willis, maybe he could win a couple games.
If I was a GM, I've said this before, but if I don't think that I have a shot to win a Super Bowl, I just go into full tank.
People are watching a product. You're trying to sell tickets.
The thing is, like, the players though, are the players going to do that? Like, the players aren't.
Maybe not, but of who you put it, like, it just is amazing to me. I know I've said it before, but like, even when the Giants signed Daniel Jones, it drove me nuts to where it's like, do you really think you're going to win a Super Bowl with the guy? And they give him all of this money rather than put in some scrub, tank, get yourself a Caleb Williams or one guy that could change everything. The other contract that drove me nuts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy, man.
Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean,
those
are so few and far between, those outlier quarterbacks. Like when you get like a Trent Dilfer Super Bowl, it takes like an all-time, same thing in Tampa when they had that defense. Who's the quarterback there? That was not Gannon.
White guy.
No,
that's later. That's later.
It was
Johnson.
It was Brad Johnson.
Brad
Johnson.
That's
John call,
Mr. John Gruden.
Those take historically insane defenses to happen. Like, that just don't happen. Like, it's the same guys every year.
Bears? I don't even know.
Jim McMahon. Dude.
Oh, Jim McMahon. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's unbelievable. Like, with all due respect, Mikey, those 85 Bears, like, the fact that people still talk about them as if we're in year 88 is the crazy. I've never seen a team. No, I get that, but it's like there's other legendary teams like those 85 Bears. Like, that's all people talk about.
I just,
what I mean? Dolphins, the 72 Dolphins that went undefeated. Too.
Yeah, they're like, I think that team like kind of changed like the swag thing, like Ditka with the slick back hair, aviator glasses, the cigar, Walter Payton, the sweetness, the Super Bowl shuffle. I just think culturally they really like became like a cultural icon. The Saturday Night Live stuff, the Bears skits and stuff, they were just an icon. But the problem is like, as Bears fans, that's all we've had. That's it. Like that's what we rested on. Yeah, it's one ring, and I didn't even get to see it. So, let's hope that Caleb maybe does something, man. I don't know.
Mikey, we got destroyed in the comments last week because we were bitching about the Yankees.
Yeah.
People were like, how could you guys bitch about the Yankees and stuff like that? But to be expected. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? And we knew that was kind of coming. It is what it is.
Every non-Yankee fan has a right to say that.
Because
I get it. I get it.
But once you start winning, you just expect to keep winning.
That's the problem. It's spoiled.
We're spoiled.
Winning
breeds winning.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Ohio State. Like, they lose a game, I go crazy. It's like, I'm spoiled. Like, they're so good every year. It's like, I don't expect them to lose a game.
Who's the most spoiled is the Boston fan base. You want to talk spoiled?
Well, these guys. That's Titletown USA, man. These guys
it's unbelievable. The Celtics this year, the Bruins, the Patriots. Somebody was saying something about the Patriots. If you're a Patriots fan, you have no right to ever complain again for the rest of your life after
Well,
winning 6 Super Bowls.
what's the
6
grace
Super
period?
Bowls?
Like, let's say, Bob, the Jets win a Super Bowl. Joe, let's say the Packers win a Super Bowl. What is the grace period of not caring? Like being,
7
I'm good.
years.
Like, I'm
I was
good.
gonna say-
See, he came up with a number very quickly. He said 7 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 5 years, but seven's a good number. I don't mind that.
The problem is a lot of the times, like the Packers, when they won the Super Bowl, the next year, they were by far the best team in the league with Aaron Rodgers, and they lost the first round against the Giants. They should have, they almost went undefeated that year. So you expect them
was
to
that
continue.
was that the game where it was like -12 out and
Yeah.
Coughlin's face turned like
Yeah.
purple?
Yeah, you'd fucking
Yo,
Brandon Jacobs was like
that
a Mack truck
that
fucking
that
running down that field.
Giants team, man, was just that was a destiny type of team, man, because they went on that playoff run on the road. Remember Eli at San Francisco?
Oh,
He
I know.
almost got killed. I'd never seen a guy take a beating like that in my
Eli,
life.
for a guy who looks so unathletic and incapable of
Great
making
football
plays,
player.
somehow just seemed to pull him out of his ass.
Yes, he did. Great football player. Just a great football player.
You know what,
Bob,
bothers
this is
me?
your year too, Bob. This year,
I'm very bullish on the Jets.
I got
this year,
Aaron
man.
Rodgers in my fantasy,
So-
Bob. I'm all in on the Jets.
You know what bothers me though is they really should on paper, they should be really good.
Yes.
Starting week 1 at San Francisco sucks.
Yeah, it does.
That's one of
they
the
might win that
worst
game, Bob. They
places.
might win that game.
I
West
don't know.
Coast
I
trip
don't-
out of the gate.
It
Defending
sucks.
NFC champs. It's tough
That
draw.
like if you want to get off to a hot start, I think probably the worst place to go play is probably to go into San Francisco right now.
Arrowhead, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
I'll
I mean,
take
it's a
that.
tough draw. It's a tough
It
draw.
really is. You know who might be back though? And I told myself that I wasn't gonna do it.
ahead.
The Canes, the U is the
Oh
U.
no, they're back.
They look good, man.
I got a problem with some of these college kids and college football teams, man. These ranked teams are just putting up duds.
Oh,
Notre Dame,
Tell
Oregon.
you.
I mean, these 20-point spreads, and they're barely winning or losing.
Oregon won though, right? They finished that
Yeah,
game.
they
They won.
barely
Yeah,
won.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were 21-point favorites.
Yeah,
Notre Dame losing at home.
yeah, that was
28
bad.
and a
Northern
half.
Illinois, man.
What
Joey
is
D.
wrong? There's like 4 good teams, and then there's a lot of trash. There's
Joey
a
D
lot
had
of a lot of imposters.
He had a rough one yesterday. He got banged up a little bit yesterday. He took his licks yesterday, week 1.
Yeah, I mean, they're.
Well, week 2,
College is harder than the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I've been saying that for years.
These kids aren't paid. They're not professionals.
Well,
So
they're
they're
getting paid now.
Well, yeah, through sponsorships, but they're not getting paid. This isn't a salary. They're not, this is not like a profession. Like they're bound to go out and have mishaps.
Yeah, college is just different. College is crazy. That's kind of the reason why I like college a lot, because there is such parity. Like week by week, you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. You really don't. Like these upsets, like at Notre Dame yesterday, like that. The head coach of Northern Illinois was crying after.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like it was just like college is just, it's different. It's just different. It's so much more. I feel like it's so much more emotional than the NFL, which feels so like business like. But again, the NFL product and the gambling, I just think it's a lot cleaner of like, don't get me wrong, there's sloppy NFL games because of the officiating and the rules and all that. That's a whole nother subject, but it's just a cleaner kind of a thing to look at. But college is emotional, man. I love college. Love college.
Yeah, you know what was nice for us? Just a big win for us is Colorado game. I know it's Tuesday, so people may not want to hear it from the Saturday, but we're all in. I certainly am all in with you guys about going against Colorado. I really do. Like I didn't mind it at first, but I do just find them now to be so obnoxious. I really do. It's just way, way too much. So them getting absolutely shellacked by Nebraska was very fun. So Joe was trying to get me to bet it with him, and I wanted to, but it turned into one of those things where I wanted them to lose so bad that I didn't need to have money on it. You know what I mean?
Nebraska looks good. Nebraska looks good this year. They got, Dylan Raiola, 5-star quarterback. He actually committed to Ohio State and then decommitted, and now he's at Nebraska, and Nebraska is good. Colorado, man, they just don't play defense. I mean, it's the same thing as last year. They just can't play defense. So, I don't know with them what's going on. Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter, obviously, They're awesome. They're going to go top 10, both of them probably in the draft. But the defense, if they can't stop anybody, it don't matter.
Fellas, I just want to take the time out here today to let you know that the Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you by the fine folks over at AG1. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut health support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you are putting into your body. Ain't that right, Joey D? 97% of people in a research study felt more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1. No BS, by the way. You see me with that green drink. Whenever you see me with the green drink on the Brilliantly Dumb Show, that is indeed AG1. If there's one product that we trust to support our whole body health, it's AG1.
A lot of greens.
That's exactly right, D-man. And that's why we've partnered with them for so long. Starting your journey with AG1 is a win. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/dumb. That's drinkag1.com/dumb. Check it out. Another thing that bothers me is week 1, and then we'll keep moving. Mike, we are so out in God knows
We're
where
in the bush.
that we can't Postmates anything. Like, I'd love to fire in some bagels.
There's no Postmates, man.
I think I'm going to
There's
take
no
the car
DoorDash.
out.
That's
I
a
know
dilemma. If you're out there, though, I would imagine, don't they have you somewhere where there's like, I would imagine it's a very home style cooking kitchen in whatever
Well,
establishment you're
there's a
staying in, or are you in an
resort.
Airbnb?
we're in Airbnb. And we're going to the resort, which will be
Oh,
great.
okay. Once
Then
you're
we'll
at the
be
resort, you're
Yeah.
golden. Yeah.
correct.
But this Airbnb is off the beaten path, dude. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, I
dude.
am so excited about this spread today. It's like it's actually I don't want to say it's as good as the football, but I mean in many ways it may
What
be
is Holly cooking?
So we got some things brought in. We got some wings coming in. We have egg rolls coming in. We have rice balls coming in. We have
I love
fresh
the rice
mozzarella
balls.
sliced up in the cold antipasta. Obviously, the dried meats, the sausage super sod.
Oh man.
We have stuffed breads. We got the broccoli Rob provolone stuffed bread.
The
We have
stuffed
the sausage and
breads. I
pepper.
love the
Bob
stuffed
loves those.
breads.
Yeah, Bob loves the stuffed bread. Sausage, pepper, and onion stuffed bread. Holly's making Orchette broccoli Rob, and she's also making Sunday gravy. So she's making, the sausage, the brajol, all in the, yeah, man. 2 types of pastas today. Out of control for her.
What are the
Not
pastas?
necessary. She's doing mezzo rigatoni with the
Oh,
I don't think she's doing Orchette. I misspoke. The short rigatoni is broccoli Rob sausage, and then the Sunday gravy, just like meat sauce with, I think she's doing like a fusilli, or she's doing something.
Oh, fusilli's my favorite, man. It's so good.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about
The
it.
fact that
banged.
we had to wake up at 6:30 so that Mikey could get done to go get that spread.
I'm sorry.
It hurts, man.
I apologize.
It hurts.
You know what? We'll take one for the team.
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean, look,
we're gonna get you boys that spread when you come out for football
But,
Sunday. We'll
Joe,
get
we're-
that on the books.
we're
We'll
like
get
the
that on-
Yankees. Nobody feels bad for us. I mean, we're at Bandon Dunes. You can't,
Yeah,
Does this
nobody's
look like a face you should feel bad for?
No.
No.
Yo,
Plump,
by the way, Joey D's got that.
obnoxious.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna look tremendous. He's got the grays coming in where he's gonna have that silver fox look, and I honestly think he could pull the living shit off of it.
I think it's a
really
better
don't.
look for him, honestly, because
I
I think the
think it's gonna be
older Joe
awesome.
looks, I think it plays well into his character. If that makes sense. I just think that Joe, the things Joe says,
Yeah, I
it makes more
agree.
sense coming from like a 50-year-old man as it does from a 38-year-old man.
I mean, people have to realize I'm getting older. I'm 38 now. I
Yes,
mean,
you're
I'm
no
2
spring
years
chicken.
removed- I'm 2 years
No.
removed from the big 4 old.
I hear you. I'm riding that train with you, dog.
Does that not feel fucking crazy, Mikey, that we're almost 40? I used
You
to
know,
think 40 was old
gotta-
as shit.
I got to tell you this, though. I've never felt better. I have to be honest.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
have.
felt better.
I definitely have.
I really feel great. I really
I've
do.
never
But
felt better than
when
right
you
now.
look, yeah, I mean that.
Mikey,
But when
your
I look at the
body's
number,
broken.
no, but I've rehabbed very
You're
well.
Oh,
back.
good.
I really do. I feel like great.
When you were in
I-
Chicago, you were in shambles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, but that was literally a month after it happened, or like a
Yeah,
month
fair
before it. It was right. It was right there. Now
No,
I feel
when-
like,
when you-
smallest waist I've been in years. Back in a 36-inch waist. Like I feel great. I
It's
feel
that,
about
it's that,
doing-
that cold plunge, Mikey.
That cold plunge has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think
I really
so.
believe that. I know people will laugh, but you know, all the inflammation gone. But Joe, when I look at the number, when I look at 38 and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be 40, that's very frightening.
Well,
Because
I need to get
you got to
myself
get your
back in shape,
colonoscopy,
man.
by the way, at 40, Joe. We're 2 years
Yeah,
away from getting the probe. We're going to get probed.
I want to be a dad by next year. I got to get myself back in shape, man. I'm thinking about doing, Bob. I told Bob, I'm reaching out to, Kyle Forgeard. He does this new program where he has
Who?
like the
From
guy
the
from the
Now
Now
Boys.
Boys. He has this program that's like detailed, like with dieting and stuff.
Yeah.
He's got like a whole team on this, and they
Okay.
show the before and after. These guys look like transformed. I think if
Okay.
I did it, it could get very good receptive results. Unless, Mikey, you want to take me on board.
I would love to take you on board. But
I
you
feel
know,
like you'd
if
be
that
ready to
guy,
kill
if
me
that
after
guy
2
markets
weeks.
himself as a professional and he sells that service and you could get it for free, I would say, you know,
You're going to
see what he's
charge
got
me?
to offer. Who?
No.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking
you're
about the
saying
other
him.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
No,
sure
no,
that guy doesn't do that for free,
No, I don't think he does.
but I think for you, he may.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it could be I got to stop
It's an
talking about it. I got to
opportunity.
do
It's a business
now. I
opportunity.
think I do everything backwards. So normally most people like try to go into like the transition diet phase before summer when your shirts are off. I'm going to do it before winter when everybody's bulking up. I'm
Yeah.
going to go the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see. That's the one thing that I've tried to just stop. I've tried to stop like thinking about when do I want to start diet. The thing is just like being consistent. I really think that that's all it is. It's like, but you guys is tough because you're not
The
home.
road.
I'd weigh 350. I wouldn't be. I would just. I need routine.
By the way,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and then here I am stuffing pancakes down my gullet.
But you always look slim though, Bob.
Bob looks
I've
good.
been on trips with you. This guy, Bob, wakes up and fucking goes for like a 5-mile run, like on a fucking
yeah.
like
Well,
it's
because
insane.
you know what it is he's been smart enough to now combine like the pacing into a running situation.
It's a good
That's
idea.
so true.
So he's
true.
getting his pacing, which he likes to do, and he'll put like something on that motivates him, and he's turned it into a fitness regime, which has transformed his health and his figure. Which I got to figure out something for
By the way,
myself too.
I'm a sucker for like, I'll get laughed at for this, but I love like the online motivation stuff, like on TikTok. Like, to be honest, like I love
What?
like David Goggins. I
thought
fucking
you
love
hated
David
that
Goggins.
shit.
No, there's
You
certain
talk
guys.
shit about it all the
No,
time.
no, no.
Yeah, I
there's-
feel like he does all the time.
Well, okay, let me
When
rephrase
did you
that.
flip
Go ahead,
flop?
go
on?
ahead.
No, let me rephrase
ahead.
that. From certain people,
Yeah.
from certain people, I like it. Like David Goggins, I'm fascinated by because he walks the walk and he talks the talk and he's
Yep.
seen a lot. This guy was a Navy SEAL. So from
Yeah.
guys like
No, he's
that
good. Yeah,
that
he's
have
good.
gone through that shit I love. But when you got fucking 23-year-old kids trying to tell you how to live your life, who are still living at their mom and dad's house, then it's a problem. Sorry.
That's
I'm
why I
done.
have a problem with Greta Thunberg.
Oh, that's right. Well documented history there.
How
Very
that
well
turns
documented.
into Greta Thunberg.
Well,
it's
Bob,
fine.
she's 57, 16, 17 years old telling the world how to live their life.
Yeah,
It's just
I
tough,
got
man.
it.
It's
That
a
is
tough-
it's what's more astounding is that people listen. That's the real.
That's why they
scary
say
part.
there's
the real scary
with
part.
age comes wisdom because you've hopefully been able to learn
That's right.
from your mistakes
There
and
is
grow.
there's no better
Imagine a
teaching
young
tool.
Gandhi, no one would have listened to him.
There is no better there's no better teaching tools in my opinion than two things: experience and failure. Experience and failure are the two greatest teaching tools in
Yeah.
life, in my opinion.
I like that, Mike. I think it's a good quote.
You need to fail and you need to experience.
Sometimes Mikey could be very
Yeah.
what's a word? Well, the motivational.
Yeah.
I like doing that, but like to Bob's point, I don't like to oversaturate in that stuff because I do think sometimes it comes off extremely cringy, but you have to have some context and knowledge of who the person is that's speaking. That's why, like, if I just see it from a random, like very young person, and no offense to very young people at all,
Yeah.
but like, I don't see how a 20-year-old who lives at home with mom and dad can give life advice to 45-year-old men who have, maybe been divorced, maybe, had a house they had to sell their house and go bankrupt, those experiences aren't there. So when they speak to those type of things, I just think it's very much out of context and very bold of them to do so. But it's up to you if you're going to listen or not. That's why I said to Joe, if you're actually listening to them, then that's on you.
Well, also too, if you're young, by the way, you could absolutely have motivated yourself. To me, it's
100%.
when you come off arrogant, like
Yes,
it's
that's what I mean. Yes.
it's the arrogance to it that gets me.
Yes.
You
Side
know
note,
what? Maybe it's me. These guys could. I'm sorry. I could never go to a Tony Robbins led conference and walk on hot coals.
Dude.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
we
You
should
gotta
do
be the messiah for me to be able to do. I'm sorry, man. I'm not. No matter how motivational you are, you ain't getting me to walk on hot coals. Bob, have
I'll
you
tell
heard
you what,
this?
I would walk on hot coals for a Bears Super Bowl.
I was talking
Today.
about I do it for the Yankees.
Fuck it, Joe. I would go walk on hot coals for a win tonight.
What'd you do for the
That's
Yankees?
insane.
Yeah, for a World Series.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for a World Series. Yeah.
I was talking to our sales team for the Burnley Dump Show. What I want to start doing with the Burnley Dump Show is like doing like travel based trips. So it's like more than just like if we do like a road trip series or something with the Burnley Dump Show where like we go to things like if that wouldn't be for a brand, but like if we
I
went
do
to
love
a
traveling with
Tony
Mikey.
Like 2 events you're talking about?
Yeah, like if we went to like like a road trip series, like
Mhm.
like one of my favorite things of all time in podcasting history is when Part of My Take does Grit Week. And they do
Oh,
all
yeah.
like it's amazing, and they
Yeah,
go in
yeah.
that bus. It's the best.
Yeah.
But imagine us at like a Tony Robbins thing. That would be
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my God.
Yeah,
The problem
yeah,
is,
yeah.
Bob, we're already on the road so much.
You know what I
Every
would
time.
I would love to hear Tony Robbins and Cuts get into a back and forth exchange. That would be unfucking believable.
If I could have things my way, the situations that I would love to see Cutsy in would be the people I'd want to see sit down with Cutsy. Like to me, there's so many things that I have in mind of where I would want to see him.
Poor
in.
Joe. Poor Joe.
There
No,
are
I'm
times,
serious.
Mikey, we're on the bus yesterday, and I look around, I look back, he's behind me, and he's just staring at me like I'm a barn animal. It's
That's
like he's like fascinated by
I hate
me.
to tell you this, to him, that is what you are, Joe.
No,
that is what you are.
Yo,
But me too. But me too. But me
That
too.
is terrible.
Thanks, Mikey.
Right?
I mean,
That is-
owners of animals usually love their animals.
That's
So it's like
insane.
it's
He's a best friend of mine. That
no, he is. He is. But you
But he
do
looks at me like a circus
yes.
trained,
like a piece of
like,
meat. Like a piece
No,
of meat,
like-
but not
No,
in a
that's
sexual
even worse.
No, not in a
Jesus, bro,
sexual
you're
way. No,
making it
no.
even
Hold
worse.
on. Hold
That's
on.
just-
Time out.
what
Time out.
the fuck,
Wait,
man?
no. Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Hold on. But I know what Joe's saying though. Bob's next move is always like, what is this guy gonna do now?
Bro,
what could I
walked
get
down
next?
the
What
stairs-
predicament could I get this guy in next?
Mikey, I said to him, I'm like, we got to get up early. I need a cup of coffee. He's like, I'm making coffee. Come downstairs.
Right.
I walk down the stairs. Of course, I got no shirt on. I'm in my ginch. I walk
Yeah.
it down. I look disheveled. I as soon as I walk down the last step, the guy's waiting with the phone, and there'll probably be a post that comes out.
Oh,
later.
that's coming. Yeah,
You
like
know
3
what?
days from now,
It's
that'll be
just
up.
so, and it's like I was like, Bob, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm not even awake yet, dude. Like
Great
it's like
video.
he wants to catch me in my natural habitat,
But-
like to show the world. It's
But
like,
you know what? I think one day you'll thank me for it because we've built a nice life
yeah,
for
we have. No,
ourselves.
I know, but I'm saying, Bob, I'm talking even about the stuff off camera. You look at me
Right.
with fascination.
Well, I am fascinated. I've always said you're the
Well-
most fascinating. Mikey, is he not the most fascinating individual
fascinating.
that has
Fascinating.
ever walked this earth?
I have to be honest though, I really do like marvel at every single person involved in this whole operation. I marvel at Perez, I
Yeah.
marvel at Bob, I marvel at Joe, I marvel at Ticket, I marvel at Jet, and I'm sure that the feeling is mutual. And everyone looks at me
Are
and
we
they're like,
just
"Yo,
a
this
bunch
guy's
of-
fucking shot." I just think it is just a wild assembly of people. It's just a
You're
wild.
wild too, Mikey.
No, I know that. I'm saying
And
it's a
I love
motley.
you.
It's a
I
very
love
motley
you. I love
crew.
you dearly. I do, but I'll go on Instagram and I click on a thing. You got a headset like you're on the field commentating a game.
Headset's
You-
hot.
But you're
Headset
nuts too. You're
hot.
crazy too. That's why you fit in the fold.
Headset's
I-
hot.
I will say, I think it is. I mean,
The headset has nothing to do with the win.
Joe.
Your picks are why.
Joe,
you win.
Joe. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Bob, we've talked about this. We just don't want to talk about it. Let's just leave it alone. Let's leave the
Okay.
picks. Let's just
Okay.
not discuss it. You
I
know what I
think-
mean, Bob? The
I'm-
juju.
I'm just saying you're
I'm-
crazy too. If
I
you
am.
watch yourself,
But
He's
I
not
100% agree. I 100% agree.
okay,
But Bob's
that's
a
all I'm
sick.
saying.
Bob is a sick person.
Well, you're a sick guy too,
You're
though,
sick
but
though.
you're
But
pretty
you know
fuck-
you're sick.
Yeah, you're
Joe, is
fucking
Bob sick?
too, though?
He's the ringleader.
But is he sick?
What was sick and what? When,
Like a sick person, like he's sick. Like what you just said, like you're walking down the stairs in your underwear.
Bob is
sick.
like one of those musicians, you know, like pianists who is like on the verge of psychotic, but they're so brilliant at what they do.
Yeah,
like they can't be understood.
Sure,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's in a different realm of like yeah, I agree. He's sick.
Right. Like a less intelligent Albert Einstein.
It's like, if you ever watch the movie Rain Man.
Oh my.
Come on, man.
But no, but I'm not saying.
Oh my God.
Bob, I'm not saying
He
that
said you're Rain Man, Bob.
But Bob,
then can't believe that I'm upset with it. That
I'm not Kiki. Can I explain?
Shocked that I have an issue with that.
I'm saying, okay, I'm not saying that you're like autistic or anything. I'm saying you're brilliant. Like you see things in a different. Your name is brilliantly dumb. You're brilliant. Like you're on the. Bob is like one edge on the spectrum away from being like the spectrum.
Are you serious?
But that's
he's on the border, Mr. Nessler. He's a border.
Dude, the first time I ever went to golf with Bob, I was walking up and he had his phone. I was like, you want to just step back there and come back? I didn't know him like that. I was like, yo, this guy is nuts.
I've never met, and this is why he's so successful is what he does. His brain operates in a content-driven focus 24/7, 365. It really does. It really does. And listen, I mean, us, Joe, myself, like we're obsessed with the phone to a degree also, but like, he really like that's his focus all the time. And I think that's part of why he's been able to do what he's done. And it's great, but you're also sick. You're a sick person.
Hey, by the way, we're very happy. If without him being sick, we wouldn't be here.
Very true.
I think it's the greatest crew ever assembled as far as entertainment wise. I there's a lot of crews out there. I think these pieces, where are you going to go find a Fat Perez? You're never going to go find a Joey Coldcuts. Like you're just not, you know, and it's all due respect to other crews, but I'm obviously very, very biased. Before we get into our buy or sell, Mikey, I do want to say this is so ridiculous because it's so stupid, but you telling me that you were really proud and impressed with my pancake challenge was one of the greater moments for me that I've had in quite some time. Was impressed.
I was impressed. I thought he did extremely well. What was the final number? 20
pancakes in 4 hours.
That's moving, man. For somebody who doesn't do that often, I mean, that is moving. 20 pancakes is like eating lead.
I feel like I let down Mikey a lot. So when you get Mikey to like feel like impressed or like proud of something it's a very good feeling, Bob.
You never let me down.
But
you just astound me at every single turn.
I think there are times where I drive you fucking mental, and I'm not trying to drive you mental.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't.
Being myself,
but see,
and it's
at
like
this
I
point in
crazy.
At this point in our relationship, I have totally accepted the fact that you are going to drive me crazy until the day I die, and that's a beautiful part of why I love you and why you're a good friend of mine.
Yeah, but I will say,
just accept it.
Some of what Joe does, though, what I've learned to realize after all these years is that some of what he does is calculated to where, like, there's stuff that he says that's so ridiculous that like he's really saying it, but then there's stuff that he does where he's smart, where he knows how to get you going, and there's certain things that he'll say that he knows what he's doing. He does it all the time.
You don't agree with that, Joe?
There are times, not often.
No, but like Bob said, there are times.
I do feel like I'm one of the most misunderstood people on the planet, where I think people.
I'd agree with that.
People think I'm being devious, and I'm like actually bewildered at like why someone will be mad at me, and they're like, "Joe, you're a fucking idiot. Like, do you realize what you did?" And then it's like, when I play it back in my head, I'm like, okay, I can understand how that could be frustrating.
Spending that weekend in Vancouver and being close to the Cutsy clan and speaking to the Cutsy clan one-on-one. I mean, I spoke to Mama Cuts and Daddy Cuts for lengthy periods of time. I love both of those people. They are wonderful people.
Terrific.
A lot of the pieces of the puzzle started getting put together.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Bob just started asking questions.
By the way, same with spending quality time with Mr. Berger. I watch him and I'm like, okay, this explains exactly why Bob is the way he is.
Bob
It
must have
does.
been loving the all of the speeches though, because like he keeps asking me questions about high school and this and that, like trying to piece together my upbringing so he
Bob
can
loves
understand.
questions. Everyone
There's a
knows
Bob
this.
Does Sports episode coming where like for like 3 holes I dissect his childhood. Like, and I'm honestly asking, it's so fast. It's like the camera's not even there. I'm fascinated with what we're talking about. So like the golf is a sideshow. Like I'm not even
Yes.
thinking about the golf.
As
As I'm
per
over the
usual.
ball,
I was
I'm
gonna
thinking
say,
about
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, the golf is pretty much secondary at this point, is it
It's true.
not?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's really
yes,
true.
yes.
It's like as I'm over the ball, I'm thinking of the next question that I'm going to come back in and ask him. But by the way, we just filmed an episode with Bryson where Bryson asked, he's like, "What do you guys want if you guys win?" Obviously, we're not going to tell who won, but I said you have to mention Bob Does Sports on 2 different interviews throughout the year. One of the interviews has to be during a major because there's the live side of things, you know what I
Sure.
mean, with the interviews. But I said I want one to be a major. He's like,
Imagine
"Done."
at the Masters.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what I said. Like, if you could do the
my.
Masters, he was telling me about the Masters menu, the clubhouse. I'll get in.
Oh.
Bro. He said there is a turkey club there that you wouldn't believe is real. They got a chocolate chip cookie that's out of this.
The
Just going
chicken
through the menu.
sandwich is very good.
But
You know
he
why?
asked,
You know why you know it's good? Because the items that were just named, it's not like Bob said chicken cordon bleu or duck l'orange.
Yeah.
A turkey club sandwich and a chocolate chip
L'orange.
cookie. Available everywhere, but
yeah,
not as good as it's available at Augusta.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how you know. That's
You
how
know what,
Hey,
by the way,
Mikey,
Bryson
Mikey.
wanted to know?
don't say Augusta. Don't say Augusta.
You know what Bryson's deal was if he won?
Yeah, I was go for it.
You know what he wanted, Mikey?
What?
He wanted to know the exact weight of Perez. He wanted him to step on the
Oh,
scale.
man.
Yeah.
Talk about a fair exchange, I guess. Jesus.
Well, even before Perez could agree to it, I was like, he said first what he wants.
Of course, Bob was like, yeah, no
I
problem.
was like, okay.
Done,
I was like, here's
done.
what we want. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
done.
Well,
Poor
according
Perez.
to FP, he hasn't been on the scale in a long time.
Well,
Moving on
yeah.
to our buy or sell segment of the show, ladies and gentlemen. What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you did not like? I'll start it if I may. I'm going to sell a team that always plays down to their competition, kind of like the Yankees.
Oh,
And they get all the hype in the world. I have no issue with them at all. I don't necessarily root against them. Notre Dame is just, and I know they lost this game, but it just seems like there's 2 teams that always play down to their competition and can throw out a dud at any time. To me, Notre Dame and then Penn State. I think Penn State is
Tough
always
game with
prone.
Bowling Green yesterday.
Yeah. Penn State, always, you'll see it. It'll be like 6-3 in the 3rd quarter against random teams. Like they just always play down to their competition. What a terrible loss. And I happen to really like Marcus Freeman.
he's not a good coach.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Freeman also.
you know who doesn't like Freeman is Gutsy's burner, who went a little too Gutsy's
Oh,
burner
my
account
God.
went a
Joe,
little
this guy,
out
I
of
almost had to
control.
block him yesterday. He's fucking
What did he
crazy.
do?
I mean, he fucking called for the coach to be executed. After
That was over
game.
the
I was
line.
like, dude, I'm like, come on, man.
I
Like,
reposted his thing because
Like
I
maybe
thought,
his position to be executed.
no.
oh, Joe, are you gonna
Yeah.
defend? Are you gonna defend?
I don't know. By the way, I don't know who the burner is. The guy came up to
No,
me.
I know that.
after the
Seems
New
like a
York-
nice guy. I
Oh,
guess.
you met him?
Yeah, he met. I mean, I met him for like a minute in the parking lot of a golf course. Like
whoa,
we finished.
whoa.
Wait, no,
God,
we
God.
finished playing. We were in New York, or I think it was New York. We finished playing. It was for the Breezy. We came. I know was walking towards a car, and he came up. And he's like,
At the end
"Hey,"
or in the beginning?
at the end, and he
Okay.
came. It was a round. It wasn't the
Sure.
tournament. It was like one of the rounds.
Got it.
I
got it, got it.
believe. Again, it's early. I don't remember the full. Anyways, all I know is he came up and he said, "Hey, it's me." Oh no, Bob. I think it was in it might have been in Nashville. Anyways, I don't remember where it was. He came up in the thing. He said, "Hey, by the way, I run your burner account." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he asked for a picture. Nice guy, but I mean, if he's asking for people to be executed, I mean, we need to establish some parameters.
We can't
here.
have that again, Cutsy burner.
I do think it's
respectfully,
By the way, I do
respectfully, we
think
just
that
can't, we
normally,
can't have.
and I'm not too involved on Twitter, but I think normally he does a pretty good job of
He
like,
does. He's
what he
good for
does, he's good
engagement,
at what
but
he
but
does,
I can't co-sign something as insane as that.
No.
no
That's
one's
just
asking you to
inappropriate.
co-sign, Mikey.
Well, I mean, it's inappropriate
Mikey,
though,
well,
Joe. I don't
Joe,
want to
you
be
need-
associated with it.
You need to get your burners under control, though.
By the way, Mikey, your tweet last night was one of the most wild tweets I've ever read in my life.
What was it?
I mean, it was like,
What was it?
I'll pull it up. I mean, Bob, you saw it. It was I mean,
What was the tweet?
What was it?
I can't even remember.
What was
like,
it related
so-
to?
It was saying if you had your way, you
Oh
would.
yeah, yeah. I would lock myself in a room with the war room. Yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
that.
that is
I mean that,
Oh,
though.
the war room.
Mike.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
do. I do mean that.
I'm trying to find the
Yeah,
tweet now. I can't
know.
find it.
You know,
I
this
think he might have
is the
deleted it. He
problem,
might-
man.
Oh, here it is.
This is
My
this is-
dream is to retire, stay exactly in all caps where I am, build a
Yeah.
complete war room where I just watch game tape film, have football on 10 to 12 different TVs, and
Yep.
read, write, share content about wagering on football, previewing games.
Yes, yes.
Mikey,
That is what I want to do when I retire. It is. I
The
don't
war
understand
room.
what's so wrong with that.
no, but it's just a
It's not for
wild
everybody.
tweet.
Yeah, I mean, it got good response. I thought it did good numbers. I thought it did well.
He's
You know, a tweet was a
lot
nuke.
of
You
retweets.
know, tweet was a nuke this week. The Bobby Toes tweet was a nuke this week, dog.
Yeah, I got
But
that.
the opportunity rarely presents itself where a
Oh,
toe
I didn't
joke
mind.
could be run on, and the
Oh,
toe joke. Yeah.
I didn't
It was
mind at
just-
all.
By the
Some of
way,
your
not
tweets
our,
are
by
very
the way,
good.
not our toe. Confirmed, not our toe.
Yeah, I
Mikey,
love
you
that.
hit 20,000 on Twitter.
Did I?
If I
Congrats. I
Thanks,
know you're
buddy.
you're
I was gunning for that 20K.
I
Yeah, sure
know.
did. Thank you. Joe.
Wow. Mikey
All right,
tweets, ladies
all
and
right,
gentlemen.
all right.
Yeah, if I had that actual tie, I would have made content with it. But we were on the course and I saw it way later, but I did think it was funny, Mikey. Bone, if you
That's the
could show
problem with
Mike.
Twitter, Bob.
What's
is
that?
The notifications and stuff, you don't know what's going on. It's like doing a deep dive every time you open up the thing just to see who's messaging, what's
If
going
you
on.
like
It's-
certain accounts, you could set an alert where you'll get a notification. For the
No, I
tweet.
know that, but even if somebody talks shit at you, Mike, it's so hard to get back the paper trail to see what tweet they're responding to and what they're saying.
I
and,
get
like,
that. I
it's
agree
it's
with
very
that.
much it's a deep dive just so you can respond and talk shit back to them.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that, but I do like Twitter. Or like if something
I like it a
happens,
lot.
like news wise, if something happens and if you don't know if something's real or not, you just type it into Twitter and see if it's like trending to know. Like news wise, Twitter's amazing. Let's head over to Joey D. Joey D, you're buy or sell.
I'm going to sell something. I told Bob about it this week already. Twice we tried it, and you know, I think it's a very common misconception because in my mind, it's supposed to add ease, convenience, quickness to the whole process. The curbside check-in is a fraud. It's a fraudulent process. We've tried it twice this week, Mikey. I'm not joking. And twice it's like, by the way, they charge you extra money for each bag by doing it there. The whole idea is you get to the curb, you hand off your bags, you keep it moving, you don't have to get in huge lines. The problem is they're so undermanned for this. Both times we tried to do it, there was one poor guy by himself, and the process took almost longer. It was like a 30-minute process. And I'm not like shitting on the person, it was a lot of work for them.
No, you
But for
can.
them, well, for them to go through it, it took forever. And then, by the way, the second guy, Bob, I think he grossly overcharged us. And then on top of it, we would have been quicker just going inside and going to the line. So like, it's I'm done with it. I'm not doing the curbside
You
check-in
know
anymore.
what really bothered me was he don't get me wrong, we had a lot of bags. We had 8, 9 bags that he checked in. I gave him a $25 tip, Mikey.
Very nice tip.
I
Very
thought
nice
so.
tip.
You know what he said to me? He
Oh,
said,
no.
"That's all you're gonna tip me."
He
I
said
could've-
that?
How many
The
bags?
second guy, Joe.
How many bags did he
We
carry?
we had a lot of we had
Oh.
8, 9 bags, and he put it on the thing. I think $25 is real. I'm a good tipper.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I've never even tipped anyone at the airport before.
Oh my God. Bob, if I had heard that, by the way,
Yeah, he
would've
said that.
lost.
I
And
didn't even know tipping at the airport was a thing. Unless
for
you're in
those-
a restaurant, obviously.
for-
I didn't know that was a thing.
For those guys outside that you
Yeah,
I've
but
never
the
done
more-
that. But to be fair, I've never done the curbside either, so I
yeah,
don't
bro,
know.
you get 25
You're not
bucks.
missing out on much, Mikey.
I think
Yeah,
20
apparently not.
$25 is a good tip.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
most people would give him a
I would say
fiver.
so.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's what.
Five,
Who's
may-
giving
may-
you?
maybe a 10,
Who's giving you $25?
$25.
So what are you telling me that somebody's giving you 50?
Let me
That's
tell
not
you something right
happening.
now. The tipping expectations now.
Tipping industry's wild, dog.
When I was
Wild.
a server back in the day, 15% was average, 18% was good, 20%
20,
was
you were
very good.
happy as a pig in
You
shit
were-
with 20%.
Now it's like
Yes.
they start at 20.
And by the way, back then, Joe,
22,
nobody tipped on
25.
alcohol either. Nobody
And
tipped
by
on
the way,
alcohol.
Mikey, you're tipping on tax. You're tipping on top of everything. So that I've gone to restaurants now, it's preset 20, 22, and they have 25%. I'm like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
yeah.
You know what's tough for me is
unbelievable.
the places like in-room dining and stuff like that where they already put on the
Oh,
18%.
yeah.
And
And
then
you got to
feel-
give something more.
Yeah, I feel bad for them putting 0. So when they
You
put
see,
that,
when they
I
do
know.
that,
You
when they
know?
do that, when they do the included tip already for parties 6 or over, whatever, that's on. In my opinion, I'm like, that's on you. If
that's
you
the
wanna
way it
do
should
that,
be. Right.
and you want to roll the dice, and you want to make sure you're getting X amount of, that's on you.
Yeah.
Because I would have given you 20%. Likely, I'm a good tipper.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
give 20, 25%.
20% is standard. I try to give.
right. So if you're going to say 18% automatic, okay.
And by the way, Mikey,
That's
that's
on you.
okay. But I do think the majority feels bad just putting 0, and that's how they get you is, they put on 18% and then
But
you just
Mikey,
feel
not
bad.
a lot of people give good tips too, though. That's the problem.
Well,
so they
yeah,
try
I
to
could get
bump that
Yeah,
up because
I
you
could
might
get
be
that.
giving 20, but somebody else might give 10. So then they're trying to average it out. But I agree. I just think that like the expectations now, it's like back in the day, it was like only certain areas you tipped. Now it's like everything. You go to a coffee shop, the person who's ringing your thing at a Starbucks, you got to tip them. It's like it's like, what's the difference between going to Starbucks or going to McDonald's? Now, should I be tipping the person at McDonald's too now? What, you see what I'm saying? What's the difference? Where do we I don't know. It's just, it's very confusing.
Yeah, no, I
I'm good.
definitely agree.
I'm all right.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Also, too, I never would ever want, like, God forbid somebody's a fan or whatnot. Like, the worst thing anybody could ever say about you is he doesn't
Oh, you're cheap.
tipper.
Yeah.
I will
Well, you're
nev-
cheap in general. That's bad.
you
That's
can
bad.
never ever have that. So, especially for us working at the hotels, like you could never now turn around and not be a good tipper. The funniest thing was when I used to work in the Mandarin in Miami, and he used to give like $5-10 for valet, which is really, really a nice thing to do. Stephen A. Smith would come outside and he would always have a bag, and I would take his bag and just throw it in the trunk for him, especially when this is when LeBron was playing for Miami. So the Heat were always in the playoffs and he was always down there. So we always had the crew. Granted, again, he'd always give $5-10, which is really nice for valet, or just to throw his bag in the back. But he would call you over and he would dab you up. And the way he dabbed you up, he wouldn't show you the bill to where it feels like you're getting 100. Like he'd come over. He'd go like this.
We'd be like, my man.
Yeah, he'd be like, thanks, my brother. And then he'd come in and he'd
He
dab
seems
you
like
up.
I know he's a maniac on TV, but unlike Skip Bayless, for someone who's such like a loudmouth hot take guy, he does seem like a pretty cool guy, Steve.
He's very chill. He came in the restaurant a few times. He's tall as shit.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
And he'd
really.
come in with like some kind of suave suit and like these.
Yeah, he's
always,
swaggy. He's
always
swaggy.
the
He's
glasses,
swaggy. No,
always
he's
the
swaggy.
sunglasses. He'd be like,
Swaggy.
table for 2, my brother. And
I
I'd
got-
He's swaggy, bro. He's smooth. He's
I
smooth.
got one more for you. Rick Ross came in and like he had like 5 I've told you this, 5 Escalades like just come rolling up. There's
Oh, my.
girls coming out like every which way. And Rick Ross comes over to me, he goes, leave it up top. The big boss gonna make it rain on you on the way out. So he hands me the keys and everybody looks at me to see if I'm gonna leave the cars up top or not.
have
I look
to,
around and I go, you heard the man, leave it up top. So we
Yeah,
left up
yeah,
top.
yeah.
He came out and he made it rain.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's head over to Mikey. Good.
That's fucking tremendous.
It was good. The big
That's
boss gonna
tremendous.
make it
I love
rain
it.
on
Whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa,
Yeah, leave it up top.
whoa,
The big boss gonna make it rain
big
on you on the
rosé.
way out.
whoa.
Yeah.
All right, I'm selling this week. I'm gonna sell, and I hate to do this because obviously Perez is a big Bills guy, and I don't want to bang the Bills. I don't.
They haven't even played yet.
Friend of the program and Josh Allen. Just saying.
Oh, my
no.
God.
The GM of the Bills trading that pick to Kansas City and allowing them to draft this kid Xavier Worthy, when you as the Bills let Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis walk out the door, I just, man, oh man, and you lose to this team in the playoffs.
The rich get
that's
richer.
been like a trend. Yeah, but you can't hand them this kid on a silver platter. The fastest 40 ever in the combine. Not like he played at some fucking podunk school in college. Guy played at Texas. He played legitimate competition. He played for a legitimate team. Fastest guy ever at the combine. And you just give him on a silver platter to the team that you have the most trouble with every year in the playoffs. That is one of the more bigger blunders in the draft that I could really think of, because this kid, the first time he touched the ball Thursday night, he scored. The first play that he touched the ball, he's going to be electric. I cannot believe the Bills are in need of guys like that. And maybe Keon Coleman will be really good.
He's
and
going to be good.
I like Khalil Shakir. I like Dalton Kincaid a lot.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, dude, like, as a Bills fan, if I was a Bills fan, that would infuriate me. I'd be so mad about that. But that's my sell is the GM for the Bills. I thought that was a botch move. I really do.
Yeah, especially that they needed that, and their defense, like their secondary, man, I'm worried about that. I mean, Josh can only do so much, but man, do they need some help.
So this is a breaking news story, and this is real. I've seen it from all. Tyreek Hill was cited for reckless driving as a result of an incident outside the stadium with police. He was pulled over, got into a verbal altercation with the cops. Officer chose to place Hill in handcuffs. He was cited and released after the situation was de-escalated. So he is going to play, but he got fucking detained and handcuffed by the cops right outside the stadium before kickoff.
Little Scotty Scheffler action, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
well,
and
Scotty got booked. I don't think Tyreek got booked.
Yeah,
Tyreek's a wild card, dude.
He is, bro.
He is.
He is.
His also, remember he had like his house, his mansion was on fire, I think, this year too. Like
he's got
a lot.
He's got like 20 kids, like with 10 different women. It's insane.
Do you remember?
He must pay so much money in fucking child support. He must be like, the amount of money this guy must pay is astounding. It has to be.
Remember who had the most kids maybe in NFL history? Remember
Anthony Cromartie?
Antonio Cromartie. Yeah. Former Jet. Charger and a Jet.
My fantasy team name used to be Cromartie's Children. That was my fantasy team name for a while. And you know who else got a ton of kids? Philip Rivers. Loved having kids.
Oh, yes.
Love Philly Rivers.
Like the Brady bunch.
He loved the kids.
Love the kids. All right, let's head on over into our top five. Today's top five is going to be top 5 actors or actresses. I think I'll probably be a disaster here. And don't
This was your idea, Bob.
Yeah, but I think it's good. I think it's a good change of pace because, we did a lot of food ones recently. I think this is a nice little change of pace. Joey D took last week's. I think Joey D came in the second in the standings now, according to the Brilliantly Dumb Show tracker, who's just terrific, by the way. So Joey D's on a little bit of a charge of late. So Cutsy, you get to say, do you want to be first, third? Where do you want to go?
I'm going to third.
Joey D's going to go third.
Wow.
I'm going to take...
I don't know if there's a clear-cut number 1 here.
I'm going to take the 1. And then, Mikey, that'll leave you with 2. And let's get right down to business. 1, give me Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo. Yeah, I'll go... it's a toss-up between these two gentlemen, in my opinion. I will take Marlon Brando. I will take Marlon Brando. Close with someone else, but I'll take Brando.
Now we go over to Joey D. He's got a back-to-backer.
Big spot here for Joe.
By the way, actresses too. It's not just actors.
Oh, I thought it was just actors.
No,
actors and actresses.
Damn, that changes a few things. I will go with Tom Hanks. I didn't know the actresses was playing a part here too, though, man. And then I will go after Tom Hanks. I'm gonna go with Denzel Washington.
Great pick.
Back over to Mikey V. We go.
Yeah, as much as some of the things he does, I really it boggles my brain. But give me De Niro. I'm going to take De Niro in the 2 hole.
Yep.
He's good, man.
Yeah, he sure is. He's been
You
great.
see him dive off the fucking boat on his 81st birthday, 30 feet into the water. This guy's nuts.
Give me,
2 here, Bob.
yeah, give me Morgan Freeman
Good one.
and give me Robin Williams.
The late, rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah,
That's right.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
gonna take.
was so good when we used to watch him, man. He was unbelievable.
I'm gonna take Jack Nicholson.
That's a good one, Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've done actresses and no one's taken an actress.
Yeah, to be honest
I
with
have
you,
one that I'm
I
keeping
don't-
in the back, and I'm like waiting to see where I'm gonna take her.
I don't have much actresses, to be honest. So, I mean, look,
Wow. Wow.
I don't. I don't.
All right.
We're on Joey D now, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Joaquin Phoenix. And then I'm going to go with Robert Downey Jr.
And back over to Mikey V now we go.
Yeah, I have to take him. I mean, yeah, give me Daniel Day-Lewis.
That's you love him.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best to ever do it.
Give me Tom Cruise.
That's a good one, Bob.
Thank you, sir. Give me Tom Cruise and then give me
This is your last pick.
Yes, it is.
give me Johnny Depp.
I can't believe this guy hasn't gone yet. I'm going to take him. I was going to take Meryl Streep, but I'm not. I'm going to pass on her. I'm going to take Al Pacino. I can't believe he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. I wanted to take Meryl Streep too, but now I'm going to be the only person with an actress.
We got
Yeah, I mean, but it's
Please
a
do,
play.
Joe.
If Pacino was gone, I was going to take Meryl Streep.
You know what? For the good of this podcast, if
Good
we're putting
man.
actresses and none of us put
Good
actresses,
man. Good man.
I'm going to take Meryl Streep. I
Really
think she's
good. Hey,
the goat of all.
round of applause for Joey D, man.
Round of applause for
This
Meryl
the
Streep.
Burley Dumb
And
Show
round of
was
applause.
almost in a very poor spot here
Look,
with the exclusion of the female. I mean,
look, you gotta take the best available player.
Yeah, you
on
take
the
BPA.
roster.
I mean, you take BPA. It is what it is. It is what it is. I won't hear nothing
trying to
else
save the
about it.
PR of the show here.
You know, Joe didn't want to pull a Brandon Bean and give an actor to the Chiefs. You know, he didn't want to give Marlon Brando to the Chiefs. But anyway, Bob in the 1 hole, Leonardo DiCaprio, Morgan Freeman, Robin Williams, Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp. Myself in the 2 hole, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, Jack Nicholson, Daniel Day-Lewis, Al Pacino. Joseph, Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, Joaquin Phoenix, Robert Downey Jr., and of course, everyone's darling,
Our golden girl.
Miss Meryl Streep in the 5.
What movies was Meryl Streep in?
Oh my
she's
God.
been
Bob.
in a million,
She's
Bob.
been in a million.
Fire them off. Fire a few off.
Oh, look at this. Mikey broke the news before ESPN. Dolphins,
Yeah, I just
Tyreek
got
Hill.
Yeah.
Straight from the war room.
Everyone likes to break balls, but
That's like a good 5 minutes
Oh.
before.
Well, he needed to bounce
Breaking
back.
news.
I need to
with
bounce back.
Beardown
Bob's absolutely right. Bob's absolutely right.
After you.
Yeah. Meryl Streep is like Sophie's Choice, Mamma Mia. I mean, she's been in
Did you
a
hear Devil
million
Wears
movies.
Prada?
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada.
That's a
Out
good
of
one.
Africa is a bit like a French Lieutenant's Woman. Like she's
Oh.
been in, but I don't know. If
Not a
Bob
single
really-
movie. Bob has
Bridges of Madison County, Bob.
No. Are you kidding me?
Marvin's Room.
That's a Drake song.
All right, all right.
All right.
Deer Hunter. Have you ever seen Deer Hunter?
No.
I actually haven't seen that.
Joe, that's a movie that that's
Deer Hunter?
De Niro, and yeah, that's really good. It's about the
Really?
Vietnam War. It's
Oh,
excellent.
really?
Excellent. Yeah, it's excellent. That's a movie. You
Well,
should.
ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
it. That's all I have to
that
say.
does Mikey enjoy that spread. That does it. Everybody have a great first football week. We love you. We appreciate it. Of course, we will see you next week. That has been another edition of the Brilliantly Dumb Show. We will see you next time.